Huey Harold Kirby Jr. was born in the small Cajun bayou town of Plaquemine, Louisiana. Huey was the youngest of 6 children with 4 brothers and 1 sister. His love for sports began when he tried out for the Glasgow Elementary football team in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He was raised in a strong Christian home and blessed by having 2 loving and supportive parents, Huey Harold Kirby Sr. and Helen Morales Kirby. His parents were always there encouraging him to play any and every sport he desired to play, and that he did. Every sport: football, basketball, track, and baseball. Huey lettered all 4 years in high school in each sport. The single greatest event in Huey's life happened between his sophomore and junior years in high school, when he placed his faith and trust in Jesus Christ and became a follower of Jesus. A series of events happened in Hugh's life that next year that would change his life forever. Hugh surrendered his life to a full-time calling of God to go into the ministry. Huey finished Woodlawn High School in 1970 as a quarterback and an all-district cornerback for the football team. He signed a grant-and-aid scholarship to play football at Louisiana Tech University in Ruston, home of the now-famous Phil Robertson of Duck Dynasty and Pro Football Hall of Fame quarterback and Fox Sports commentator Terry Bradshaw. Huey started his collegiate football career with a bang. He was recruited as a quarterback, but was quickly moved to wide receiver during 2-a-day practices his freshman year. Huey started as a freshman on the varsity and scored a touchdown the first time he ever touched a college football. Hugh would be the first to admit that he wasn't a very good college athlete, but he truly believes God led him to Louisiana Tech primarily to mature him in his faith and to share the love of Jesus with his teammates, coaches, and student body. Huey was very blessed to have a Jesus-loving evangelist roommate, Denny Duron of Shreveport. Huey and Denny started a weekly Bible study with their teammates the first week of college and continued having that Bible study all 4 years of their college lives. Many of their teammates and coaches became followers of Christ, and several were called to full-time ministry. Others went on to play professional football and used that platform to share their faith. God blessed the La Tech football team by having a 25-1 record during Huey's junior and senior years of college. Those teams were able to win 2 back-to-back national championships and were written up in Sports Illustrated magazine in the spring of '72 for having the longest winning streak in college football at that time. That article specifically talked about Huey, Denny, and other Christians' influence on the team. After completing his undergrad degree, he went on to Memphis to pursue his seminary degree at Mid-America Baptist Theological Seminary. While attending seminary, Hugh began the competitive sport of powerlifting. He would compete for the next 30 years and was able to win 3 different national championships. Much more important than any sport he has been involved in was when he met, quote, the most beautiful, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, Jesus-loving lady in the world, Mary Lynn Cope. They cultivated a great long-distance relationship from Memphis to Knoxville, Tennessee, where ML, as Hugh fondly calls her, was attending law school at the University of Tennessee. After a year and a half of dating, Hugh proposed to ML, and at a weak moment, she said yes. Hugh and Mary Lynn married on August 6, 1977, and moved to Knoxville, where ML completed her law degree. Upon graduation, Hugh and ML moved to Orlando, Florida, where Hugh was the family life minister at Delaney Street Baptist Church, and Mary Lynn became city prosecutor. 4 years later, they both sensed God moving them to Texarkana, Texas, where they were blessed with their first child, Joshua Lee Kirby, a child full of life, love, and joy. At a recreation camp in Florida, Huey met a man and his wife known as Cindy and Ike Reichert. From that day forward, Ike stayed in contact with Hugh and eventually asked him to come to be the youth minister at New Hope Baptist Church, where Huey served as youth minister for 17 years. Because of the longevity of his ministry, the New Hope family adopted the Kirbys. Krista Lynn came along a couple of years later after the Kirbys came to New Hope. She also was and is full of passion and energy and is now married to Matthew McKirkland. Josh, Krista, and Matt all live now in California, where they share their love for life and the Lord. One of the many fun parts of Huey's ministry was the creation of the Power Company, a group of weightlifters who perform feats of strength and then share the true secret of real strength, of course, that being Jesus Christ. The Power Company continues to this day to visit churches and prisons, breaking bats, bending steel, blowing up hot water bottles, and many other strength feats, all in the name of Jesus. During Huey's years at New Hope, he has visited hundreds of hospital rooms and funeral homes. He has performed hundreds of wonderful weddings and spent countless hours one-on-one with many of you. Doing life with folks and helping them take the next step, whether in athletics or just plain life, is Huey's passion. To this day, he works out 4 to 5 times a week with a faithful group of men in his basement where a lot of iron is moved around. But mostly it is a time of iron sharpens iron, never stopping the learning process. Hugh just earned his doctorate last year and has also become certified as a personal trainer through Lee Haney's International Association of Fitness Science. Hugh's life experiences of being coached and coaching people through the years is now being implemented in his ministry of life coaching people through the process of making disciples. Thank you, Hugh Kirby, for 30 years of ministry staff service at New Hope Baptist Church, and welcome to the New Hope Sports Hall of Fame.